6 lucky numbers to win big and get rich on July 2nd, 2025, Buddhist teachings. Welcome to the journey of wisdom, where ancient teachings meet modern life. Today, we're diving into something that many chase but few truly understand. Luck. Not the flashing, fleeting kind, but the kind rooted in awareness, compassion, and timing. As we approach July 2nd, 2025 a day, humming with subtle but powerful energy, there are 6 numbers appearing again and again across spiritual patterns, real-life synchronicities, and even lottery history. But these aren't just digits to play on a ticket, they are symbols, messages, gentle nudges from the universe calling us back to what really matters. In Buddhist philosophy, we're taught that what arises repeatedly is worth paying attention to. These 6 lucky numbers are not just for those hoping to win big, they're for those ready to live deeply with mindfulness and meaning. So if you're ready to explore not only how to use these numbers, but how to let them transform your life from the inside out, then stay with me. Because luck, when guided by wisdom, becomes something far more powerful. It becomes purpose. Let's begin. 1. Number 6. In the spiritual rhythm of 2025, there is one number that quietly pulses beneath the noise of everyday life: number 6. It doesn't shout for attention, but those with open hearts and still minds will sense its steady influence. This year, the universal energy hums with the vibration of 6, which is more than just a number. It's a quiet guide shaping our choices, our relationships, and even the unexpected moments that feel like luck. In Buddhist teachings, subtlety often holds the greatest power. Just as a calm lake reflects truth more clearly than a stormy sea, the number 6 reveals its strength through its calm presence. It is the number of healing and harmony, calling us back to our center after the whirlwind of 2024. If last year pushed us into speed and survival, this year is pulling us gently toward compassion, family, and emotional wisdom. As the Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within, do not seek it without." The number 6 is a reflection of this wisdom. It invites us to find peace not through external gains, but by nurturing what truly matters. Its influence is strong, not in the way of control, but in the way of grounded stability, like a tree that withstands all seasons because its roots are deep. When the world is full of noise and uncertainty, 6 helps us remember that real power lies in making choices with love and responsibility. It reminds us that success without kindness is empty, and winning without meaning is hollow. So when you see this number appearing again and again, don't ignore it. It may be more than coincidence. As we approach July 2nd, 2025 a day, when the energy of the year reaches a subtle but significant peak, take this moment to pause and reflect. Amid the rush of summer and the search for answers, or even fortune, 6 stands like a lantern in the fog, guiding us toward heart-led decisions. And sometimes, it's these very decisions, made with calm clarity and kindness, that open doors to unexpected blessings, including the kind of luck that feels both sudden and deeply deserved. As the Dhammapada reminds us, what we are today comes from our thoughts of yesterday, and our present thoughts build our life of tomorrow. Let the gentle power of 6 shape your thoughts with compassion and clarity, and you might just find that luck follows wisdom every time. 2. Number 27. Have you ever caught yourself noticing the same number over and over again on receipts, phone screens, license plates, and wondered why it keeps appearing in your life? If the number 27 has been finding its way to you, it's not by accident. In Buddhist thinking, we often say that what arises again and again is worth paying attention to. This number isn't just lucky in the traditional sense, it's more like a whisper from the universe, nudging you to listen more closely to what your heart and mind are trying to tell you. In the world of numerology, 27 is special because it brings together the wisdom of two powerful numbers, 2 and 7. The number 2 speaks to connection, compassion, and inner knowing, those gut feelings that sense what's right before your mind even has a chance to analyze. The number 7, on the other hand, represents the seeker, the philosopher, the one who looks beyond the surface for deeper truths. When you bring these two energies together in 27, you get a beautiful harmony between feeling and wisdom, emotion and reflection. That's why many spiritual practitioners consider 27 a quiet guide number that doesn't shout, but still speaks volumes. In recent patterns, especially around the end of May, 27 has shown up in multiple winning number sets, as if to say, trust your path. When something shows up repeatedly with meaning, do you ignore it? Do you take it as a sign to pay attention? Could it be that 27 is not just showing up for luck, but to remind you of your own balance between heart and insight? So, if this number feels familiar, even comforting, don't overlook it. Consider it a marker on your journey, a number that reflects not just a possibility of fortune, but a calling to align your actions with your deeper truth. Because in Buddhist thought, true wealth is not just money, it's clarity, peace, and the wisdom to know when you are walking in harmony with your life's purpose. So, what is 27 trying to tell you today? Lesson to take away. The number 27 may not change your life overnight, but it invites you to tune into your inner compass. When heart and mind walk together, the path ahead often becomes clearer. Pay attention, be mindful, and above all, stay true to what feels right inside. 3. Number 21. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed a number that seems to appear in your life again and again, quietly, without fanfare, yet always at just the right moment? If so, you might already have a connection with the number 21, a number that holds a special kind of magic knot, loud, not showy, but full of wisdom and divine timing. In Buddhist thought, true success doesn't come from force or luck. Alone it blooms from patience, right effort, and inner harmony. That's exactly what 21 represents. The reward that comes not because we chased it frantically, but because we walked the path with presence and purpose. When we break down the number, 2 speaks of connection and peaceful collaboration, a beautiful reminder of the middle way, the Buddha's path of balance. And 1? That's you stepping into your power, beginning anew, boldly and bravely. When these energies come together, we don't just get progress, we get purposeful, graceful progress. Have you felt this energy lately in your own life? Maybe you've seen 21 on receipts, clocks, or even important dates like anniversaries or the launch of a dream. This isn't coincidence. In the teachings of mindfulness, everything carries meaning if we are awake enough to see it. As the Buddha once said, with our thoughts, we make the world. And when your thoughts are aligned with clarity and balance, signs like 21 become affirmations from the universe. You are on the right track. Historically, this number often shows up alongside others like 7, which symbolizes spiritual awakening, and 14, a number linked to transformation. Together, they form a constellation of energy that signals something big is shifting, not just in luck, but in your life's journey. So instead of asking, will I win big with 21? Try asking, am I ready to receive what I've patiently waited and worked for? Because when 21 appears, it's more than luck, it's a whisper that your time has come, not through chance, but through readiness. Stay open, stay mindful, and when that moment arrives, step forward with grace. If you've watched up to this point, you're already aligning yourself with the powerful energy of abundance and luck this July 2nd. Type "lucky path" in the comments to show you're ready to embrace these 6 life-changing numbers guided by Buddhist wisdom. Don't miss a single moment. Stay with us until the end to unlock the full power of fortune and spiritual insight that could lead you to wealth beyond your dreams. 4. Number 8. This number isn't simply a figure drawn on a ticket, it's a symbol of enduring power, a quiet force that flows beneath the surface of success. The energy of 8 calls not to those who chase shortcuts, but to those who are prepared to walk the longer road with patience, persistence, and clarity. Its shape, two perfect circles stacked endlessly mirrors the cycle of giving and receiving, effort and reward, reflecting the balance we strive for in both spiritual and material life. In many cultures, including Chinese traditions, 8 is the number of wealth and rising fortune, pronounced similarly to the word for prosperity. Meanwhile, in Buddhist wisdom, prosperity begins not in the wallet, but in the heart. As the Buddha once said, "A disciplined mind brings happiness." That discipline is what the number 8 rewards, not a random windfall, but the calm confidence built through consistent, value-based action. Interestingly, when we look at historical lottery draws in July, 8 often appears across the spectrum early, mid, and even in the final stretches. To some, it may seem like coincidence, but those attuned to symbolic truths see it as a nudge from the universe, saying, "Stay the course, your moment is ripening." July, with its warmth and momentum, is a time of transition, much like the tide. In this flow, 8 acts as an anchor knot to hold you back, but to stabilize your direction. It's the number of the builder, the leader, the steady force behind long-term achievement. In numerology, it's linked with mastery, business success, and karmic balance. What you invest in the world, whether through kindness, hard work, or intention, returns to you. And for those who align their goals with deeper values, this number becomes more than lucky, it becomes transformative. As the Dhammapada reminds us, not by wealth is one purified, but by truth, wisdom, and right action. That's the hidden message in 8. Stay rooted in integrity, and your efforts will not be in vain. So when July 2nd draws near, and you're selecting your lucky numbers, if 8 stands before you, don't just see it as a chance, see it as a signal. A sign that your steady path, your honest work, and your patient heart are ready to receive the fruits they've quietly earned. 5. Number 14. Let's talk about the number 14, not just as a number you might bet on, but as a symbol full of meaning and quiet power. In the world of spiritual numerology, 14 isn't flashy or loud, but it carries a deep message. This is the number of mindful transformation. Why? Because it's built from 2 energy zone and 4. The number 1 is all about starting fresh. It's that spark of boldness, the courage to say yes to something new. It's leadership, personal power, the fire inside you that wants to move forward. Now, pair that with the energy of 4, stable, steady, grounded like the earth beneath your feet. The number 4 reminds you to be patient, to plan, to build your dreams step by step. So when you put these 2 together, what you get is a perfect balance. Change that's not wild or chaotic, but purposeful and strong. It's like deciding to leave an old path, but first checking your shoes, the weather, and packing water for the journey, because you're not just chasing something, you're creating a future. And there's something beautiful about the timing, too. Even though this message lasts year-round, when the number 14 shows up in July just past the year's midpoint, it echoes the energy of reflection and growth. Think about where you are right now. Are there areas of your life where you're feeling the urge to start over? Is there something you've been wanting to build, not out of restlessness, but from a place of calm intention? These are the kinds of questions number 14 asks us. It shows up not just on lottery tickets, but in quiet moments of decision, in birthdays we hold close to our hearts, house numbers we grow old in, or dates we remember for the way they changed our lives. 14 is more than lucky, it's a spiritual checkpoint, a soft voice reminding you, you can change everything, but make sure you do it with wisdom. So, if this number has crossed your path, maybe it's asking you to stop and think, what are you building right now? Are you just reacting to life, or are you shaping it? The lesson here is simple but powerful. Real change isn't about rushing forward, it's about choosing your direction, grounding your actions in patience, and trusting the process. When you mix bold beginnings with steady steps, you don't just get lucky, you create a life that lasts. 6. Number 33. If you're still listening, it means you're open to something deeper, a message that might just change the way you look at the world around you. Today, I want to share with you not just a lucky number, but what many believe to be a sacred signal, the master number 33. In both numerology and spiritual traditions, 33 is considered a number of profound compassion, wisdom, and higher service. But why does it matter to you? What makes it stand out from all the others? Well, think of this. In Buddhism, compassion isn't just a feeling, it's a way of life. The Buddha once said, "Radiate boundless love towards the entire world." That's the spirit of 33. It calls us to move beyond ourselves and become a source of healing, of kindness, of peace. This number is made of two threes, and in the world of symbolism, 3 already stands for joy, creativity, and communication. When it's doubled, its meaning expands. It becomes a gentle yet powerful invitation to live not for gain alone, but for the betterment of others. Now, consider how often you've glanced at a clock and it read 3:33, or maybe noticed it on a receipt, a license plate, or even a lottery draw. Was it just coincidence, or could it be what some call an angel number? A whisper from the universe, reminding you that you're supported, protected, and guided. July 2nd brings a wave of energy that stirs ambition and the desire for transformation. Yet with the influence of 33, we're reminded that abundance without awareness can be hollow. So I ask you, what would it look like if your good fortune helped not just you, but the people around you? What if your success became someone else's blessing too? This is what 33 teaches. It doesn't shout or demand attention. It simply offers strength in silence, support without asking for thanks. If this number appears in your path more than once, especially on a day like July 2nd, it might not be just luck. It could be life giving you a gentle nudge to pause, to listen, and to lead with love. You've just taken the first step toward transforming your destiny. These 6 lucky numbers aren't just chance, they're aligned with deeper truths and energy. Comment "rich in wisdom" below if you're ready to let ancient teachings guide you to success. The journey's not over. Stay until the end to receive every blessing this video has to offer. How to use lucky numbers in daily life. By now, you've heard the deeper meanings behind these 6 powerful numbers, and maybe one of them has already started to speak to you in a quiet, personal way. But here's the question that really matters. What do you do with that feeling? Because in Buddhist wisdom, knowledge alone isn't enough. It's how we live with it that shapes our reality. Just like a seed only grows when it's nurtured, the energy of a lucky number becomes truly powerful when you bring it into your daily life with awareness, intention, and heart. So instead of just hoping for good fortune on a ticket, why not let these numbers guide how you think, how you act, and how you show up in the world? Here are a few gentle, practical ways to turn these numbers into more than just signs, to make them part of your spiritual practice, your mindset, and your everyday journey. Number 1. Use numbers as emotional anchors. In the rush of daily life, especially for those of us navigating the responsibilities of careers, families, or simply finding peace amidst constant change, It's easy to overlook the small signs that life offers us. But sometimes, certain numbers like 6, 27, or 33 start appearing again and again, not just as coincidences, but as quiet invitations to pause. When this happens, don't rush past it. Instead, treat it as a moment of gentle awareness. Take a breath and ask yourself, where am I mentally right now? What emotion am I sitting with? Is the universe trying to nudge me toward noticing something I've ignored? These recurring numbers can become emotional anchors, not tools of superstition, but touchstones for mindfulness. In Buddhist thought, the outer world is always offering mirrors for our inner state. As Thich Nhat Hanh once shared, the present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it. Numbers, appearing consistently in our daily lives, can serve as such moments of attention, subtle, symbolic bells, reminding us to return to our center. These signs don't need to be dramatic. You might see 33 on a license plate while stuck in traffic, or glance at your phone at exactly 6:27 p.m. after a long day. These moments are not meant to pull you into fantasy, but to pull you back into presence. Just like a temple bell cuts through the noise, these numbers can interrupt the mental chatter and return you to your breath, your body, your values. And if that sounds too simple, remember the Buddha taught, little by little, a person becomes good, as a water pot is filled by drops of water. These brief, consistent reminders help shape our awareness, teaching us not just to react to life, but to respond with clarity. For those in the prime or later stages of adulthood, this awareness becomes even more essential. Life isn't about chasing every possibility anymore. It's about living wisely, deliberately, and with peace of mind. These lucky numbers may not hold power in themselves, but the meaning we assign to them can influence how we live. If every time you see a certain number, you pause to breathe, reflect, or shift your energy, then that number is serving you, becomes not a superstition, but a spiritual tool. As the Dhammapada reminds us, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. If certain numbers help you think better thoughts, more patient, compassionate, or grounded, then they are already lucky in the deepest sense. In modern life, where our phones constantly buzz and our schedules rarely leave room to pause, using numbers as spiritual cues can reconnect us to the present without needing a retreat or silence. Let them be your pause button, your compass needle, or even your small rituals in a chaotic world. Whether you're facing a hard decision, feeling emotionally off-center, or simply needing to reset, let these numbers guide you not with answers, but with presence. That, in itself, is the beginning of wisdom. Number 2. Set a daily intention based on the number's energy. When you notice a certain number showing up in your life, often maybe it's 6 with its nurturing calm, 14 bringing change and movement, or 33 offering a sense of higher purpose, it might be more than coincidence. These numbers carry an energy, a kind of silent message that you can use to guide your day. In Buddhist practice, we talk about intention not as some firm resolution, but as a gentle, clear direction for your thoughts, words, and actions. It's not about chasing results. It's about aligning your inner world with how you want to show up for yourself and others. So if you've been seeing the number 27, which reflects intuition and balance, your intention might be something like, today, I will trust my gut and take a moment to breathe before I speak or act. That small act of mindfulness can shift your whole day. Or if the number 8 keeps popping up, a symbol of progress and karma, maybe your guiding intention becomes, today I will move forward with honesty and patience, knowing every step counts. These aren't just positive words you say to feel good. They're more like little lanterns lighting your path, helping you walk with purpose. Think of them like steps on the eightfold path. Each one matters, and together they form a life of peace and compassion. By choosing an intention based on a number's energy, you're not depending on luck, you're building wisdom. What if tomorrow, instead of rushing into the day, you paused for just one moment to ask, what does this number want to teach me? How can I carry its lesson gently into my thoughts and actions today? Writing your intention down, saying it softly in meditation, or even holding it silently while sipping tea turns your morning into a sacred ritual. These practices don't have to be grand or mystical, they just have to be honest. Over time, this becomes a kind of inner training. The numbers become your companions, reminding you that the way you live matters. They become like morning prayers, not to a God outside, but to the wisdom within. When we live this way, with intention and care, we don't just hope for a lucky day, we create meaningful days. As the Buddha wisely said, with our thoughts, we make the world. So the question becomes, what world are you building with your thoughts today? Let your lucky numbers serve as gentle reminders to live with awareness, kindness, and balance. Use them not to control the future, but to shape the present with heart. Because real luck isn't found in chance, it's found in conscious living. Number 3. Pair the number with real-life actions. Let's talk about something truly meaningful, how to take the lucky numbers you notice in your life and pair them with real-life actions that actually make a difference. It's one thing to see a number pop up and feel a flicker of recognition or meaning. But real transformation happens when you take that feeling and bring it into your daily choices. You see, in Buddhism, understanding without action is like owning a beautiful bell that you never ring. The wisdom is there, but it remains silent. The Buddha once said, "An idea that is developed and put into action is more important than an idea that exists only as an idea." So if certain numbers keep showing up in your life, maybe it's time to pause and ask yourself, how can I bring that energy into something I actually do? Let's say you keep seeing the number 14. This number, in many spiritual traditions, symbolizes mindful transformation. So, how can you invite that change into your world? You could start by finally clearing out that cluttered corner of your home you've been ignoring, not just to tidy up, but to open space for something new to grow. Or maybe it's making a decision you've put off, or daring to take one small but honest step toward a dream you've been quietly nurturing. The magic isn't in the number itself, it's in your willingness to move with it. What change are you ready to make, even if it's just one step? Now think about the number 6, a symbol of healing and harmony. If that number feels close to your heart, how might you align with it today? Could it be sending a message to someone you haven't spoken to in a while, just to say, "I'm thinking of you"? Or maybe it's carving out 5 minutes to sit quietly, breathe, and reconnect with yourself. Healing doesn't have to be grand. Sometimes it begins in the softest moments of care. What small act of peace could you offer today to yourself or someone else? Then there's the number 33, often linked to compassion. That's a beautiful one. Maybe it's an invitation to go out of your way to help someone, offering a kind word to a stranger, picking up something someone dropped, or even just listening without needing to fix anything. Compassion doesn't always roar. It often whispers. Can you hear it in your day? Other numbers like 27 and 8 bring a deeper energy of wisdom and steady effort. They're not here to dazzle, they're here to ground you. Aligning with these might look like setting boundaries to protect your peace, being honest when it's uncomfortable, or doing your work today with complete attention and care. There's a kind of quiet strength in these actions that doesn't seek applause, only truth. How might your day change if you did something slowly and with full presence? Remember, the goal isn't to live a perfect life guided by numbers, but to create a life of alignment where your choices mirror the values you truly hold. When we begin to act in harmony with what we feel and know deep down, we start walking the path of mindfulness, not because luck finds us, but because we create a space for grace to enter. As Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "The way you walk may become the way you live." So, let the numbers that find you become little guides, nudging you not just to reflect, but to respond with care, intention, and authenticity. Which number is calling to you today, and what will you do with it? Number 4. Share the energy of the number with others. There's a quiet power in keeping a symbol close to your heart, but sometimes the energy of a number grows stronger when it's shared. In Buddhism, compassion is not just about feeling deeply, it's about how we act in relationship to others. So if a number like 6, 14, or 33 has brought you peace or insight, don't keep it locked inside. Share it not as superstition, but as inspiration. Maybe you tell a friend, "Hey, I've been noticing this number a lot, and it's been reminding me to slow down and focus on what matters." That kind of simple, honest sharing can spark a moment of reflection in someone else. You're not telling them what to believe, you're just opening a door. Sharing the energy of a number could also mean using it in acts of kindness. For instance, if 8 reminds you of balance and effort, help someone organize their finances or stick to a goal. If 27 speaks to inner wisdom, support someone who's making a hard decision. If 21 reminds you of purposeful progress, celebrate someone's small victoria 7 if they haven't reached the finish line yet. You could even bring this spirit into shared rituals, lighting a candle at 8 p.m. with a friend to honor perseverance, or starting a weekly check-in on the 14th of each month to reflect on personal growth. These aren't about superstition, they're about connection. Symbols become sacred when they help us connect to each other with mindfulness and care. As the Buddha taught, thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. When you share the energy behind these numbers with kindness, humility, and heart, you don't lose their power. You multiply it. So the next time one of these numbers touches something in you, don't just keep it private. Find a gentle way to share that light with someone else. Because sometimes your quiet insight can become someone else's turning point. Thank you for being here and watching today's video. Whether you're drawn by curiosity or a quiet belief in the power of numbers and wisdom, I truly appreciate your presence. If this video sparked something in you, I invite you to share your thoughts or story in the comments. If you're new to our channel, simply comment, "I believe." And if you've been with us on this journey for a while, say, "Still learning." Your words help build a community rooted in hope, learning, and good intentions. Let's continue this path together with open hearts and mindful steps. Habits that help you become richer every day. There's a quiet wisdom in the small things we do every day. True richness isn't only found in bank accounts or possessions, it grows in our character, our peace of mind, and the way we show up in the world. In a time when we are constantly pushed to do more and have more, it becomes even more powerful to slow down and adopt daily habits that build lasting value, not just in wealth, but in wisdom. Let's explore a few simple, deeply effective habits that can make you richer every single day, not just financially, but in the richness of a meaningful life. Start with saving before you spend. This is one of those habits that may sound simple, even old-fashioned, but it's a quiet game changer. When you receive your income, be it from a job, business, or pension, take out a portion for savings immediately before spending on anything else. Think of it as paying yourself first. Even if it's just 10%, over time it builds a sense of financial security. But beyond the numbers, what this habit really builds is a mindset of abundance. When we save, we are saying to ourselves, "I have enough." And that belief gently replaces fear and lack with calm and confidence. This isn't about deprivation, it's about direction. In today's world where spending is just a click away, Choosing to save even a little each day is an act of strength and self-respect. Another habit that enriches you is learning something new daily. No matter your age or stage in life, the mind stays young when it is growing. Take a few minutes to read a thoughtful article, dive into a book, or listen to a podcast on a subject that interests you. Learning is not just for school or the young, it's a lifelong treasure. And in the modern world, where information is everywhere, the ability to keep learning is like planting seeds in a garden that keeps giving. It could be a new idea about health, a financial insight, or a bit of history that puts life into perspective. These small daily lessons slowly change the way we think and the way we make decisions, both of which shape the direction of our life. Equally important is the habit of stillness. Begin each morning by sitting quietly for 5 to 10 minutes. No need for fancy techniques, just breathe, notice your thoughts, and let them pass like clouds. This moment of silence becomes a powerful anchor in a noisy world. When your mind starts the day calm, you are less likely to be pushed around by distractions or emotions. Instead, your choices come from a deeper place of wisdom. In a world driven by urgency, this daily pause becomes a kind of secret strength, helping you respond, not just react, to what life brings. Next, practice tracking your spending mindfully. This isn't about restricting yourself or feeling guilty, it's about awareness. When you begin to truly notice where your money goes, patterns become clear. You might discover that small, automatic purchases are costing more than you realized, or that certain expenses don't bring real joy. With awareness comes the power to guide your money toward what matters most: security, health, growth, and even small pleasures that truly nourish you. In today's digital age, where spending can be invisible and instant, tracking your spending is like turning on the light in a room you begin to see clearly. Now let's talk about focus. In modern life, multitasking is glorified, but it often leads to scattered energy and half-finished goals. Instead, pick one meaningful goal at a time, something that aligns with your values or dreams, and commit to small, consistent action every day. Progress doesn't need to be dramatic to be powerful. The key is consistency. Like drops of water filling a jar, small steps build momentum. Over time, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come, not by rushing, but by being steady and clear. Another powerful habit is surrounding yourself with growth-oriented people. The people around you shape your thoughts, your moods, and your expectations for yourself. Spend time, whether in person or online, with those who are also learning, growing, and healing. Their mindset will inspire you, not drag you down. In a world that often rewards negativity and noise, being in the company of those who uplift and encourage can feel like sunlight on the soul. Choose this environment intentionally, because your energy is precious. Also, shift your focus toward giving value before expecting to receive. Every day, ask yourself, how can I help someone today? Whether it's offering a listening ear, sharing useful knowledge, or simply being kind, these actions ripple out into the world in unseen ways. In the long run, those who provide value naturally attract opportunities, relationships, and abundance. This is not just karma, it's a practical truth. When people know you show up with sincerity and generosity, they want to work with you, support you, and share with you. Giving builds trust, and trust builds wealth. Finally, make it a habit to reflect each night. Before sleep, take a moment to ask yourself gently, did I act wisely today? Where can I improve? This isn't about judgment, it's about awareness. The habit of honest reflection helps you understand yourself better and make better choices tomorrow. It also helps you notice your growth. You'll begin to see how certain choices made you feel more peaceful or how certain actions led to regret. These insights are gold. They sharpen the mind and soften the heart, guiding you toward a life that feels both successful and deeply aligned with your values. As the Buddha once said, "A disciplined mind brings happiness, and from happiness, true wealth arises, not just the kind you deposit in the bank, but the kind that lives in your body, your relationships, and your sense of purpose." If you build your days with these habits, saving first, learning daily, sitting in silence, tracking with awareness, focusing on one goal, connecting with positive people, offering value, and reflecting honesty, you'll find that every day you are becoming richer in the ways that truly matter. Thank you for spending this time with me on the journey of wisdom. As we've explored today, these 6 lucky numbers for July 2nd, 2025 aren't just tools for fortune, they're invitations to live with awareness, compassion, and purpose. If this message resonated with you, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who might need a little luck or insight, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming teachings and reflections on how ancient wisdom can enrich modern life. Let your path be guided by clarity, your actions rooted in kindness, and may every number you encounter lead you closer to peace and prosperity. Until next time, walk gently, live mindfully, and stay wise.